Hey guys, we're back for another Shyama Golden stream, day 2 of our awesome mobile illustration live event here in San Francisco. Welcome back, Shyama.
Thank you.
If you guys were here yesterday, you'll know that Shyama's an awesome illustrator, artist, designer, pattern extraordinaire. I don't know how you would describe yourself.
Sure, that works.
Okay. Shyama rhymes with llama. That's really all I've got. But so Shyama's going to be working in the mobile apps again. Thank you very much. Sketch and Draw are the 2 apps that we're focusing on this week. And she's going to be showing you how to make patterns, which is something that I have no idea about, quite honestly.
Well, you're about to have an idea.
Yeah, she's about to lay down some knowledge for sure. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, that's fine, but you should maybe head over to adobelive.com, and that's where you can get all of the extra Adobe goodies. You can have access to the contest that we're running, a survey that we have up right now, so you can share your thoughts on what you think about our live events and participate in chat. It's going to be really fun. Hello, everybody. Everybody's so excited for you.
Oh, thank you.
Very cool. So for people who didn't show up yesterday, can you give a little nutshell about who you are, what's your favorite color, what you like to do?
Sure. Well, I am an illustrator / artist and also have a design background. I was practicing design for at least a decade, and that's what I studied formally. And I don't have a favorite color because I love all the colors.
Oh yeah, we talked about this yesterday.
That. Yeah. Yep. And if there's anything you want to know, just ask questions.
Yeah, that's what makes these streams fun. Ask us questions. Ask Shyama questions. She's the one. She's the star. Hello again. Oh yeah, we've had some people that have stuck around for 2 whole days. Adam, Kevin, April. They're here for every stream. It's incredible.
So yesterday I played around with Adobe Draw, and we talked about vector versus bitmap or raster, and like the differences and why you would choose one or the other. And both of them are stuff I've worked with a lot. And after the stream, I kind of played around with the app more, and I like learned a bunch of things. So it might be cool to show some of that.
Definitely share it. Oh, look at that!
Yeah. So yesterday, I just had I had this sketch which was done in Adobe Sketch, and here I'll turn off all these layers so you can see what the original sketch was. And this was supposed to be a pattern, and then I just started drawing over it. And to be honest, yesterday was one of my first times to use this app, so I'm learning along with you guys.
Impressive.
But that kind of helps because I can remember what it's like to be learning something because I'm learning it with you.
Yeah.
So some of the things that I really liked were that you can long press to fill a shape once you draw it, and that allowed me to draw the pattern that you see that's on one of these plant pots. And I'll just do a really quick demo of that on the other one, so you can kind of like see what I'm talking about.
So cool. Love that shadow.
Thank you. So this time I kind of came up with a new workflow, and like you can see all the brushes on the left, and what I did was I just made them all my one favorite brush, because by default it's going to be a variety of brushes.
Yeah.
But I tend to like this round brush more. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of the other ones. It just depends on your style. But what I did was just converted all of them to that brush. And the way that you do that is, hold on, you go to, wait, was it, oh, you just tap it, yeah. So that pulls up like all of the options, and you can see that I just made every single one the round one. And now I kind of have one that's ready in all the colors that I'm using, even though those might change, but like they're kind of my tentative color palette.
Oh, so that little bar on the left side, is that the color that the...
Yeah, exactly. So like I'm kind of doing it a different way than originally. It looked like a palette of like, you know, 5 brushes to choose from, but now I just made it all the same brush, but 5 colors to choose from.
So like it's 5 markers of different colors.
Yeah.
Something like that. Very cool.
Because I was just more interested in working in that one brush with 5 different colors. So that's one way you could use it. And I'll just draw a little pattern on this one pot right now so you can get an idea of how I did it on the other one.
Did we plan to match our outfits today?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did, Patrick. We're texting each other this morning like, okay, what are you gonna wear? No, what are you gonna wear?
Okay, so I'm gonna draw a similar... I made a new layer. It's always helpful to do something on a new layer because then you can easily erase that independently. And you can always merge them later.
Right.
So I would say just do as many layers as you want to.
Yeah, or need.
Until it's necessary to combine them.
Right. Ooh, the first line. And it's a good one. It's rare. What's up, Coco and Dorina, Helen? Yeah, Coco and Helen have stuck around for a while too. Kevin, I have to thank you for every stream. Oh, Kevin, you just won the giveaway, didn't you? Congratulations. So what's your inspiration for this pattern?
This one was just, like we were talking about yesterday, just something that feels like a terrarium / nursery or something. So, and it could be made into a wallpaper, so you get that feel in whatever room it's in.
And what about the pattern on the actual pot that you're drawing?
Oh, that's just a random pattern that will showcase how to use this effect really quickly.
Yes.
So I'll show you right now. It's basically that you can just like long press and go do that.
Whoa.
But it will look like something that took a lot more time than it did.
Definitely. So what you guys can't see is that she's just tapping, long pressing on the little squares that she wants to fill in, and boom. It basically is the paint bucket tool in Photoshop.
Yeah, so I think using this technique, you could do a lot of patterns quickly.
It's kind of satisfying too.
Yeah.
To just fill them all in. Boop, 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 boop. I'm always amazed by the gestures in these apps. They're so intuitive.
Yeah, it's worth it to take a minute to learn the gestures, and you can find them in the settings. Because it will just make everything go so much faster.
Oh, the touches? Yeah, maybe we can turn your touches back on so we can see. Very cool. I love how there's like a built-in educational tool in this app. Oh, Mr. Panda Cat, you finally sent your Instagram artwork? Yay! Your first time on Illustrator Draw. Can't wait to see it. I wonder what it's about. I wonder how you interpreted summer. So Dorina wants to know, what are the best devices for using this app for someone who doesn't have any experience using these programs or mobile apps?
Well, definitely the iPad Pro. That's what it's designed for. But unless you guys have any other ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a regular iPad and it's pretty dope on it. I just don't have access to an Apple Pencil. But yeah, highly recommend an iPad.
Yeah, I mean, with the Apple Pencil too, it's really, that's where you're gonna get like the full benefit.
Yeah,
of everything.
that's where it's gonna be most like organic, real, traditional drawing. But I use it on my phone too to just doodle little things. I specifically use Capture, the app, on my phone a lot. It's really quick.
Yes. Well, this is where you can view all the gestures, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And it's pretty simple. It's not that much to learn. You can just kind of quickly go over that before you get started.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Panda Cat, kawaii character surfing on summer waves. Oh yeah. Can't wait to see.
Okay, I'm gonna show touches for a little bit, and then I may switch it back.
Yeah, no problem. Do you have any advice for approaching a potential employer as a self-taught individual?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you should be confident, because don't worry that you were self-taught, because in our industry, what matters is your portfolio. If your portfolio is good, it's not about that you went to a certain school.
Right.
Like, in my experience, that's never been the case.
Yeah, a lot of corporate job postings or whatever, they might require some sort of degree just as a baseline, but that's even lessening day by day. Really is. Your work speaks.
Right. If you're really self-motivated, you can teach yourself so much just by reading and even YouTube tutorials.
YouTube forever. And also being someone that someone wants to work with personally. Having a good attitude and good, I guess, business etiquette is always a plus. And you're not using a screen protector, are you?
No.
Do you ever use any?
No, I don't. I'm kind of a minimalist, I guess.
Yeah. Right, Steven is asking if you use one, and I think it's really just what you're comfortable with. I know Rob Zilla loves the Tech Armor, I think it's called, anti-glare screen protector. And I just put a piece of paper on top of my Wacom tablet just to get a little bit of texture. Helen says they taught themselves Photoshop, Illustrator, and Dreamweaver. Wow. I hadn't touched Photoshop until I got to college, and I definitely had to be taught by someone. Tough road. Ooh, I like your squiggles.
I guess it's becoming kind of a Memphis, accidental Memphis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very cool. I kind of want that pot, like in real life. Let's make it. Yeah, Yadira says anti-glare is the way to go.
By the way, is there anything you guys want to see me draw today, like a different kind of pattern or even just a crazy idea for something? Because like I'm just going to show this quickly, but then I might want to move on to something different. Yesterday, I showed different parts of the process of making a vector pattern, but my idea was to do something with Adobe, to switch over to Sketch today.
Definitely.
So if you guys have any ideas or anything you want to see, just let me know.
I'm excited to see how you tackle it in a raster-based program. Super excited. Arthur uses Photoshop, Illustrator, and Dreamweaver since the late 90s. Oh goodness, you're a VIP. Wendy uses anti-glare protector from Moshi. It feels great and is removable for adjustments, more like a static cling than an adhesive. Wendy, I like the sound of that. I don't want any like sticky adhesive.
You don't want like glue all over your...
No, I'm like, oh, my expensive iPad Pro. Let's just put glue all over it. Someone has a very tough question for you.
Oh, good.
How and when can I find freelance illustration jobs?
How and when?
How and when?
Well, I mean, the first step is you have to put yourself out there, put your work out there. And I think we were just talking about this. This came up several times, like the whole idea of tagging your work, making it easy to find.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, it was important that I tag my work with iPad Pro or, you know, just like anything that will help people identify what you do, or even the subject matter, portraits or whatever it is. Like, people have to be able to find you, so that's the first step. And then, I mean, after that, it's like keeping those clients, keeping that relationship going. Like, make sure to be grateful for everyone who's hired you and be good to work with. And, you know, it will spread through word of mouth that you're a good person to hire.
Right. I feel like a lot of freelance jobs are referrals. So you've worked with one person, they tell you to someone else, and it just goes from there. Oh, people have a lot of ideas about what you should draw.
Yeah, and like weird is totally okay and good.
Yeah.
So.
Someone says draw a pot on a dog's head. Draw Rufus. Draw a pot with a dog growing out of it.
Wow, a lot of dog ideas.
Yeah, pots and dogs.
Yeah, I like the dog direction. We can do that.
Oh, cool. Any quick illustration and then a little frame by frame of just 5 frames. Not much. Oh, that's what you want
animation.
to do. Ooh, you're challenging. You're getting challenged to do an animation. You're going to be maybe doing some tomorrow.
Yeah, I was planning on doing that tomorrow because I have specific ideas for that, and that deserves its own whole 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
To do animation, so.
Yeah, Coco, come back tomorrow. Definitely. But a lot of your work already has animation in it. Super cool. If you guys haven't seen Shyama's website, you should check it out. Is it a bad idea to learn Illustrator on an iPad or a tablet? Or learn illustration on an iPad or tablet?
I don't think so. I mean, I assume you've drawn on paper before at some point. Like, we all did start out that way when we were in grade school and stuff, so I don't think you're really missing out on anything.
Yeah. It's really what's most comfortable for you. When I first started and like digital art wasn't as big of a thing, I would always be like, you have to draw on paper first. Like, I just felt strongly about it. But now I'm like, as long as you have your drawing technique down and your skills down, it doesn't really matter how you make it. Someone wants to know, who's the artist that most influenced you?
Oh my gosh, there's not any one artist that most influenced me, but there were definitely a ton of artists that I was inspired by. I think, you know, as far as like an illustrator goes, when I was younger, I always loved James Jean's work, and so I think that was sort of an influence on me to be like, oh, you could be an illustrator and do this like really crazy detailed work too, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. His work is amazing. I especially love what he does for clothing. Like
yeah,
the prints
the
he
Prada
makes.
stuff he did.
Super pretty. Do you have any book recommendations about illustration?
It depends on where you're at in your career. There was a book called How to Be an Illustrator, not a very creative name, but that was a good one for me like a long time ago. It just kind of explains some of the business side and the options you have, like whether to work out of a studio or work from home, or like a lot of the different decisions you'll have to make. It kind of helps you through that.
Yeah,
if you're
there's
starting out.
Like the Illustrator's Handbook. I think one comes out every year or so. There's also a Graphic Designer's Handbook, and it has the same kind of information, like how you should price your work, or there's no hard rule, but it just gives some different ways to think about it. Are there any books that, not exactly about illustration, but like artist books or anything like that have inspired you?
Definitely a lot. I have way too many books. But I buy a lot of books by different like comic book artists and like, you know, stuff like that sometimes you just flip through for inspiration and just for the stories.
Yeah, makes you feel some sort of way. What do you do when you get stuck and nothing comes to you creatively?
Well, that happens all the time.
Too much thinking. Yeah.
I try to just work through it. I mean, there are some times where you just need to stop and go do something else, like clean the house or whatever. But I usually try to just like, a lot of times I don't have that choice. You have to just keep working. Yeah. So if you start drawing, something will eventually come. And even if it's bad at first, that's fine, because eventually it'll be better.
Right.
Like I remember there was this writing exercise that I had in like grade school or something, where if you couldn't think of what to write, you're supposed to just write E's over and over, like squiggles, you know, just to get your hand moving, get like the muscle memory going. Right. And like I kind of try to do that with drawing.
Yeah, there you go. Just start.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna keep the movements going, and then eventually your brain catches up.
Yeah, definitely. MJ says you can go out and walk around looking for inspiration. Totally, and you should take Adobe Capture CC with you, mobile app where you can actually just capture inspiration with your phone via the camera. You can make brushes, patterns, all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. Digital art is art because it's not about the medium, it's about the creativity of the person. Yeah, digital art's just another way to make art. I actually really enjoy that green with that red. Usually they kind of vibrate with each other, but it feels good. Yeah.
Right, not too I think the pink balances it out, so it's not so Christmas. Or something. All right, did we have any ideas for or any requests for?
Yeah, send them over again. Maybe you guys have some more ideas. There are a lot of like plant-based ideas. I don't know if you want to do another plant.
Anything is fine.
And Eduardo wants to know how long you've been using this app.
Not that long, to be honest, but it's actually very intuitive, and I think you can learn it fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Every time I've used it, I've learned something new.
Gotcha. Do you have any experience using styluses or styli for Android tablets? Or is this?
No, I don't.
Sorry about that. I know a lot of the tablets come with a pen. I don't know how good it is, honestly. tower of pots. Add something that is alive. A bonsai tree. Bonsais are cute. We had a bonsai once and Gus killed it. He didn't hear me.
I've killed a few of them.
Really?
Yeah.
These poor little trees.
It's not a good investment.
No, they're expensive. We got one here actually in one of the malls downtown. Oh, Coco has a good idea for getting out of artist block. Make a playlist with your favorite songs, and a quick tip, select songs from different genres. It helps distract from any other stuff, plus it could motivate you. There you go.
That's good.
You can get inspiration from anywhere. Someone says you can make a watering can. I know, Evil Cerise, he killed the bonsai. He didn't try to, though. He actually really tried to take care of it. Just was destined to go. Pattern. People want to see that, but you're going to make a pattern out of whatever it is, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's good to know that you want a pattern.
Water fountain. Wooden bridges. I like how you've zoomed out a little bit. You can see the whole composition.
Yeah, I'm constantly zooming out and in.
That's good, especially for pattern making. You really need to see how it works all together when tiled together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in general, even if I'm working on an oil painting or something, I'm constantly running around the room, like running away from it and trying to look at it from far away.
Yeah, squinting at it.
Yeah, I feel like if you just stay where you are, you're going to realize when you walk away that it doesn't look right.
Oh, yeah. Or like you flip it upside down and you're like, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely, I flip things, you know, like mirror flip things a lot.
Yeah, that's a kind of a pro tip. You should definitely flip your canvas a couple times, look at it upside down. Just make sure that it is a good composition from all angles. Ooh, make a movie poster.
That would be cool.
Sounds like a big undertaking.
Yeah, just probably not in the 2 hours. I don't know. I'd consider doing that. I think that would be good for like an Adobe Create tutorial.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool for that. So I'm going to do one of those too.
Cool. Socks lying everywhere with different patterns and colors.
That would be fun.
Look like under my bed, where all my lost socks go. Never to be found again. And what types of industries are these mobile apps applicable? Like, is it just illustrators who could use it, or what kinds of people?
Well, it's definitely good for illustrators, but maybe you would know more about what other people could use it.
I think any industry that has ideation in it, anything you need to sketch down an idea and build it into something else. There's also a bunch of other mobile apps that are for other industries. We have Premiere Clip. You can make videos with it. You can use Spark to make social media posts. All kinds of stuff. Deo, do I have a website portfolio? You can find my work at Kathleen Illustrated on the internet, everywhere. In theaters near you. Someone wants you to draw a dead mouse. Just one. Just a whole pattern of them for your wallpaper at home. Oh, man.
They're personally interested in this pattern.
Yeah. You could add little characters that are hiding behind the plants. Aw, so cute. You have definitely gotten really a lot faster from yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone is trying this app for the first time today, don't feel bad because you will get infinitely better even after just one day of using it.
Yeah, definitely. There's also like the pressure of doing it live and not wanting to mess up, but we're all nice here. Looks like we have a debate going on about movie posters in the chat. Does anybody have any favorite movie posters? I actually just read an article recently that retro movie posters and like illustrated ones are coming back.
They are, and I love that. That's like the best thing.
Give us more jobs, please.
Well, James Jean did an awesome one that was for the new Darren Aronofsky movie. I forgot what the movie is called though, but it's very gory.
Oh.
And it's beautiful though.
Yeah, I saw the one that was illustrated for Baby Driver, and that was really cool looking. Also a good movie.
I didn't get to see it yet.
Recommend. Good soundtrack. Is there a way that you think about doing the colors for your shadows? Because they're really saturated and cool.
Well, basically I'm trying to keep the colors as like minimum as possible. So I've got the palette here on the left. So I'm just picking one of those and I'm adding transparency to it. So in this case, I tried a few things, but I decided to go with this red color. And it's I have the opacity, I tried to have it at 50 because then I can remember what it was.
Yeah, right.
And then I used that as like another color. But then it still looks very, you know, like an old screen print because it's still a very limited color.
Yeah, definitely. Still cohesive.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie's called Mother.
Oh, that's
Jennifer
right.
Lawrence.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks, Yadira.
And there was just a Vogue cover of Jennifer Lawrence that's like oil painted too.
No
which was like
way.
really crazy.
Oh my gosh. I hope this like resurgence of art and classical art, whatever, isn't just like a
trend or something.
A trend or it's not like a niche kind of gimmick. Like, no, we're here to stay, people. Speaking of Behance, Yadira, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have a Creative Cloud subscription, you can get a full, beautiful portfolio site through your Behance account. It basically just turns your Behance portfolio into beautifully curated professional portfolio. So like I have that Behance account, or you can search kathleenillustrated.myportfolio.com, and that's where you get the real juicy stuff. And yours is through Portfolio too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really professional looking.
Yeah, and it just pushes everything. Well, I use my portfolio, and it pushes everything I post or I put on my website. It automatically publishes it to Behance.
Yeah.
So
there's
not like an extra thing I have to do.
Yeah. Any good color tips for color combinations on illustrations?
Well, this came up yesterday too.
Huh?
But yeah, I mean, I think I try to balance out warm and cool, and like first I think about what the mood I'm trying to create is, and that informs that. But also, it's totally okay to steal colors from anything that you find, and I save a lot of color combinations I like when I see just a piece that I love the colors in, and that's all in a folder where I can easily access it and come back to when I'm in a situation where I don't know what colors to pick.
Gotcha. Yeah, it would be so great to be an artist and be known just for your color combinations. That's such a tricky thing to kind of stylize.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely are illustrators who are known for using a certain palette.
Yeah, definitely. Like, oh, that color. That's Shyama's color. Yeah, you guys should check out my portfolio. It's awesome. And if you already have a subscription, it's free. You don't have to do anything else. So I might as well use it. Yeah, also Evil Series, you can use Adobe Capture to steal color kind of palettes from everyday objects. You just use your camera and it pulls colors from the image for you. It's not stealing. You're making it. You're synthesizing
You're not taking it away from anybody.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to think about stealing. You're borrowing. No? I don't know.
Well, it doesn't apply to everything.
No. Getting too deep in here.
Don't get arrested.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, Deo, that's awesome. Yeah, I love thrifting. It's awesome. Do you ever go thrifting in New York?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I bet it's amazing.
Sort of.
No?
Everything's picked over, but
Shoot.
there's people who go thrifting for their careers, so they've already gotten all the cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, especially New York.
Yeah, but you can get lucky sometimes. I think LA is better for that.
even like where I'm from, Columbus, Ohio, has great thrifting. Maybe it's because it's not a popular area.
You know what? I bet it's even better there, because I remember when I went to college at Texas Tech. It's in a really small town, and I found some of my best thrift store finds there, because people aren't like hip to thrifting as much. So you find all this cool stuff from old ladies.
Yes. And stuff will get donated and nobody will know that it's like a nice piece or it's something that you should like. Super awesome. I also go to the thrift store like at least once a week. So
that helps.
I'm there a lot. Oh, you have Retro Row here in Long Beach. Gotcha. Someone wants you to make a poster for The Wolf of Wall Street. Such a random movie.
I would love to, but that's... I think I should have specified that, we only have 2 hours, so there's a bit of a limitation.
We've already gone 30 minutes in. Yeah. But you will be back tomorrow. And I'm super excited about what you're going to be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm definitely planning on doing the animation thing. I think a lot of people would be interested in that, and it's something easy I can teach quickly.
So it's going to be focusing on making sticker packs, right?
Yeah, and like really just showing you, even if you're not interested in stickers, how to just do a simple typographic illustration and then animate that, because there are many cases where you might need to do that.
Yeah. And
stickers are something that are pretty in demand right now too. So
yeah, like iPhone stickers.
Yeah.
Also regular stickers, but those aren't animated.
Well, yeah, and there's stickers on Android too. There's stickers on everything. So.
Yeah, there's even an app. I think it's called like Quid or something, where you can collect sticker packs and trade them and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can submit to them, but that would be cool. Illustrator Draw, how can I resize all layers together? Actually, I think Robzilla taught us this earlier. If you go, if you go to, I don't know what exactly it's called, there's a setting where you can change the size of your whole palette or your whole canvas. And if you just reselect what you already have selected, it'll then select all of your layers together and you can transform it. I hope that made sense. If not, you can watch the replays. Robzilla has got your back.
Always.
Yeah, always. Oh, they're looking forward to the animation on iPad. Sweet.
Cool. Are you guys more interested in seeing Adobe Sketch stuff from me or Adobe Draw stuff? I'm just curious.
And this is Draw.
Right, this is Draw. The sketch in the background is done in Adobe Sketch, though.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Evil Cerise. Yep, that replay. Ukyo was just saying that they're checking out your portfolio and love a piece called Fragments.
Oh, thank you.
Kayla just joined and I'm already in love. I know, look at all these plants. They're so cute. Welcome, Kayla, by the way. I wonder how many of you guys are just tuning in. Let us know. Adobe Draw. Cool. That's what this app is. Sweet. And even if you're not interested in Draw or Sketch or whatever Shyama ends up working in, you can use either of the apps to enter our contest. Make an illustration based on the theme of summer and then send it to us via Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag Adobe Live. I think you have until Thursday night to submit, and then 10 people are going to win both a Creative Cloud subscription for a year and a year's worth of stock images. That's 10 images per month. Super sweet. 10 people are going to win that prize package. Highly recommend it. We've seen some awesome entries so far. Hi, Kayla. What do you feel is the difference between Draw and Sketch? I feel like they're pretty similar, but I mostly end up using Draw. Definitely. Do you have a thought?
Oh, they were asking what the difference is?
Yeah. Or what you feel is the difference.
Oh, well, I mean, I think they're very different, actually.
Yeah.
The interface is the same, which I love, because it's easy, because once you learn one, you kind of know how to use the other one for the most part. But what they do and the purpose is totally different, because Draw is more vector-based. So, for example, I can like zoom in infinitely and you'll see that it's still very sharp. You'll never see pixels. Whereas with Sketch, I have a sketch layer in here, so I can show you that without having to go to the Sketch app. If I zoom in, you're going to start seeing pixels eventually. But the advantage of Sketch is that you can create a lot of nice textures and stuff that you can't get in Draw. So
yeah, it's like using Photoshop or Illustrator.
Right, there's a trade-off for that.
Yeah, I'm a Sketch girl at heart. I love that Sketch. See you later, Mr. Panda Cat. Thanks for stopping in. You've been such a faithful viewer.
Well, one thing I like about Draw is that if you're doing something that you're going to print offset instead of digital, it's like a more expensive way of printing that you'll use like Pantone inks.
Oh, okay.
You can do, I like that you can do the opacity at different levels and stuff, because that's something you could use, like let's say for a business card or something that you're doing as a vector drawing. You can actually just have like 3 different Pantones selected and then use one as like low opacity.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So why would
that you couldn't really do with Draw.
Gotcha.
In the same way.
Why would you print offset? What's the use for that?
It's just the colors are super accurate and vibrant, and when you zoom in, like when you're not zoom in, when you're
get it really
looking,
close
when
to
you're
your
zoom
face.
in real life, when you're looking at a printed piece really close up, you can see when it's printed the typical way in CMYK printing. That's typical digital printing. You'll see like the cyan, magenta, yellow, black dots. If you get really close, and if you're one of those people that will do that. But if you have something that's offset printed, you'll never see that. It's just like perfectly crisp, and it's like the ink is like a solid color.
Wow.
So
I didn't even know that.
that's the difference.
That's very cool. Eduardo, I'm hoping Beziers get added to Draw. That's a great... Robzilla says,
Not wrong.
but if you like that feature, Eduardo, you should send it to the Draw team. You can tap Give Us Feedback within the settings, and you can send an email directly to the team and let them know how you're feeling. They're really responsive and actually love to hear feedback, so you should do that. Look at those shadows.
One thing I like is another tip that I learned yesterday is if you hit the eraser and you long press, like I'm gonna just get rid of this shadow. Wait, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, once you're on the layer, you can just delete it like that, and that's really nice because like sometimes you just want to delete one segment.
Yeah.
So I liked how that worked.
Gotcha. So it's just an enclosed shape you can erase.
Yeah. Yeah, and even like these lines right here that are on the plant, originally I drew them in blue.
Oh, yeah.
And I decided I wanted them cut out. So then I just long pressed on them, and
very
it just
cool.
it cut them out. So that's like a nice effect.
Gotcha.
And now we'll just show through whatever's underneath. Oops. I think I redid that somehow.
Yeah, no problem, Eduardo. Do you guys have any other feature requests that you would like to see in these apps? I'm interested to hear. They've already grown so much since they were launched. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how far they've come, actually. Ooh, just freehanding that shadow.
So one tip with this app is if you're using it with the transparency, like this has 50% opacity, then if you go over it again, you'll get like an overlap, which can be cool, like if you're intending to do that. But sometimes, like in this case, I'm going for a really flat style. So in that case, I'll need to like not lift my pen.
Right.
Or I could draw it with 100% opacity, and then everything will merge, and then I can change the color to 50% opacity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, or you could change, so do it at 100% with your brush, and then just change the layer to 50 or whatever.
Yeah, that's another way to do it.
Yeah.
But I'll do it with just like, and one thing to note also is this is on a separate layer as the pot, otherwise it would just merge with that.
Yeah. Wow, this looks amazing. From Miriam.
Oh, thank you.
Kevin Schneider wants you to be able to tell the app what you want and it will draw it for you. It's like the art director app.
All right.
Oh, man.
Still waiting on that app.
Yeah. Do we really want that, though? Do we want robots to take over our jobs? Probably not.
I'm down.
Yeah? You're like, I want to do something else.
I'll just tell the app what to do.
Yeah. Kayla says, I wish you could create images and shapes and lines and adjust them the way you can in the desktop version. But other than that, they're incredible. Oh, I got you. Like adjusting stroke, things like that. I agree. They are incredible. Incroyable.
Okay, so now I drew that weird shape, and
What is that?
it's like a crazy monster shadow.
It looks like a reindeer.
Oh wait, I need to like give this guy a shadow too. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take the opacity, pull it down to 50. The only reason I do 50 is because I can remember it if I want to match it again later. And then long press in it, and now I've got like a semi-transparent shadow.
Oh, pretty. Love it. Helen wants these to be desktop apps too. Interesting. It would be nice to have some like limited capabilities in a desktop app, but you can do all of this stuff with the desktop apps. You just can also do a million other things. I would love this printed on like a silk scarf or something, like a bandana.
Yeah, it would be cool for a textile.
Yeah. You want the art director figurine? Are you sure? Sure about that? See what he has to say.
Just trust me. I'm an artist.
Oh, do you still want this figure?
Make it more interactive.
Thank you for that input.
What is the story behind that?
I don't know. He just appeared one day. It's just Rufus incarnate.
Make it less
That's what I thought.
Actually, it's a character
it's a-
from an advertisement, a video
Oh, right.
about Adobe Stock, where you have this art director over a designer in Photoshop, and the customer is coming, so he only has like 10 minutes to. So
Yeah.
He's using Stock to create the campaign. It's a very funny video.
Oh, yeah, he's like,
I'm
make
sure
the
they will
beard.
find the link in the chat.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Hovering art director.
Adobe has made some pretty funny, like, advertisements before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. There you go.
I know that. I
Go to sleep, sweet prince.
Yeah, I sound really well.
They need to sell them. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Kayla says, you've noticed during these live illustrations that the round pen tool is a common favorite amongst illustrators. Do you guys
Yeah,
have
I didn't know
any?
that.
Yeah, any
But
other?
Rob Zilla uses the pointed one, I thought.
He likes that taper. It's because he struggled through using Adobe Ideas for so long and he didn't have anything besides the round one.
Oh, so now he's like really excited about it.
Yeah. So do you have any other favorites or other favorite time to use each pen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I would end up
question.
using the other ones as I mean, like, for example, right here, maybe I could have used that pointed one.
Yeah, a little taper bit. Yeah.
I don't think there's any brush that I really don't like in here, but it's just
Yeah.
that they have their own purpose. And
Definitely. See, I'm scared of the round brushes.
oh, why is that?
I just like texture. I don't, like, even in Photoshop, I'm like, get away from me.
But
need
I mean,
something.
which of these brushes have texture to you? Oh, you mean like you like the pointed?
Yeah, like even just the texture that just a tapered edge can give you, I guess. Also, I think my drawings look really bad when I do it with the round brush.
Oh, really?
It just doesn't fit well with my hand, I guess. Pesky art director. So pesky. Okay.
Everyone needs to try all of them and see what works for
Yeah.
you, because
Definitely.
I've definitely been using the wrong brush sometimes and think that I don't know what I'm doing, and then it works out once I figure out the
Yeah,
right brush.
right. Sometimes it is the tool, not always the artist. The shadow looks like a deer. I know. Looks like a creepy, like, Grinch reindeer.
Yeah, I don't want the shadows to be quite so prominent, so I may actually, you know what I can do is just lower the opacity on this layer a
Oh, there
whole
you go.
bunch.
Yeah.
And I think there's an accidental little green thing. I'll just get rid of that.
Oh, yeah, I see that. What are you? Yeah, Gus just posted in the chat about our survey. If you go to adobelive.com, you can also have access to the survey. It's basically, we just want to know how you feel about these live events and what you're enjoying, what we could work on. We're really interested in your feedback and the community that we're building here.
Feel like maybe I should switch over to Sketch to
Cool.
show something else because I didn't
Yeah.
show that yesterday.
I'm excited. Let's show some sketch. Awesome. Even that could be its own standalone illustration. It's like a nice low composition.
That's true. I always have to make everything so difficult.
Like, that's good enough, Shyama. Let it go.
That's what my mom always tells me. Just don't make it so difficult.
Yeah. Kayla says, I love how thoroughly you guys are answering questions. Thank you. That's our jobs.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, Caleb, it looks like Max the Grinch's dog. Totally. That's the vibe I got too.
So I did this little drawing.
You just did this?
Not just now.
Oh, okay.
But I did this at Make It on Mobile, which was another Adobe event.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do a pattern that was just like tree branches full of plastic bags. Like a botanical pattern, but there's garbage in it.
Yes, that creepy element. To
Yeah,
your beautiful
exactly.
work.
There's always gonna be something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I could pull that off right now, though. But look forward to it in the future.
Okay. Beautiful. It says, is there a way to get rid of the white border? I think she's talking about back when you were in Draw. You can resize things.
The white border. Where was there white border?
I think your pink background didn't fill up the entire
Oh,
canvas.
you know what? That was actually not in the drawing, because if you go to that's only in this preview. I'm not sure I understand why it's doing that, but like when you click on it, it's not there.
Okay.
And
There you
what
go.
I would probably do, the background, I could have done it with one of these shapes. Actually, I could have done it with a square if I wanted it to be perfect, but I wasn't really that worried about
Yeah.
it. I just kind of like put it there, because what I would probably end up doing is getting rid of the background, creating the repeat in Illustrator, and then just like setting the background when I'm in Illustrator.
Yeah.
So this is just like more of a
Just like, this is what it
preview.
will look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Would
But
absolutely.
I do like the ruler though. I use that a lot.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
For in this?
Well, I used it in Draw when
okay.
I was doing the sketch for this. In Sketch when I was doing the sketch for this. So I'll show you how I used it.
Oh.
I used it in kind of a weird way, but I will hide this and... Okay. So when I was drawing the pattern, there's like a wrap or repeat where one plant will get cut off and then repeat on the other side. So what I did to kind of guess where that would be is I used the ruler tool and I just like kind of put that there, and then I knew, okay, that's where I need to draw the other one where it lines up.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's sort of a hack. It's not really how it's supposed to be used, but
Hey, whatever works for you.
but I like the ruler. I end up using it a lot for different things.
Yeah. Definitely nice to have something that will draw a straight line in there.
Yeah. Well, and what's nice about it is it doesn't necessarily make this like robotic looking line. It here, I'll just show you really quick. It still kind of has that organic look to it, you know?
Yeah, like if you were actually using a marker or something.
Right, you can go light to dark, or you can control it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you just X out of it when you're done with it.
Yep. Someone says, I'd love to see live sessions that showcase street art created using Adobe apps, but outside. Ooh, Evil Series, actually, I've seen people streaming from outside before. You have to use like a mobile hotspot, kind of. It's difficult, but it's possible.
All right, so I wonder if I should do one of the ideas that people had.
Yeah. Got one in mind?
Someone said they wanted a dog with a plant on its head.
That sounds really cute, like painfully so.
That would be kind of hard to mess up, so I'll try to do that one.
Aw. Cute. I know you're really good at drawing cats. We'll see how good
Yeah,
you are
let's
at
just do
dogs.
I should probably draw a Shiba Inu because you can't go wrong with those.
They're so cute. And they're like pretty simple. It's just like 2 black eyes.
And
the
they're
marshmallow.
Doge.
Yeah, they are Doge. Doge is life. Yeah, they like in your hacks that you're sharing. Workflow hacks.
Oh, good.
Cute. So right now she's looking at reference on her laptop. Reference is really important when trying to illustrate.
Okay. I'm not going to use any one image. I'm just going to get the general idea of what they look like and start.
There you go. Just has literally like a whole Google image page filled with dogs.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of what I do is just like use 100 references for something and just have them all open, and it won't look like anything that exists because you're remixing so many things.
Right, that's how you use reference. You want to make something that doesn't already exist out there. And Kayla, I think if you scroll up in chat, the username Augustus Martin has linked both of our portfolios. Yep, there you go.
Actually, this, you know what I'll do is I'll draw this dog and I'll make it into a pattern too.
Oh!
Then we'll get
She's just one-upping
2 in 1.
herself.
Yeah, I always have to make it difficult.
Yeah. Shama, you don't always have to make it difficult. Yeah, we got about an hour left with
Okay.
Shama.
Okay, I will do this in an hour.
Okay.
It's my personal challenge.
She said it. She might be pretty quiet while she does it, but she's going to do it. John says, Shama, thanks a ton. Your pattern information helped me a lot with a freelance project I was doing yesterday.
Oh, cool.
That's what we like to hear, John.
That's cool. We'd love to see it.
Oh yeah, if it's not NDA, share it with us.
So I'm starting with all the default brushes here, but my favorite is the watercolor. So I have, let's see, actually, it's long press to pull up different brush options.
So many brushes.
And there's actually another watercolor brush that's not out by default. So I'm gonna put that in the set.
Okay. Cool. That's
and
a
it's
new
the
feature.
round. It's the round watercolor brush, I think. Watercolor round right here. It's a smaller, tapered watercolor brush.
Gotcha.
And there's already one that's the one at the bottom that's there by default.
Gotcha.
So I'm mainly gonna use those two.
Yeah, you guys can also take brushes from Photoshop, like the actual brushes that you use on the desktop, into the mobile apps.
Yeah, so I already moved some brushes from like the Kyle brushes I bought, and I made that into a small grouping and put it on Adobe Creative Cloud. So like I think I can add that.
Let's
Import.
see it.
Let's see. It may take a little minute. It may take a minute because there's
Yeah.
so many brushes.
No problem.
Import from. They're in CC Assets. There's a few here. And then there's many ways to do it because you can bring it in from CC Assets, or you can also bring it in from Dropbox. I have them on Dropbox as well. Like I put the brushes I bought from him on Dropbox as well, so I could access it from any
smart.
computer.
yeah.
Any computer I'm using Photoshop with.
Yeah, I have mine on my email. Just like keep re-downloading the attachment.
And there's iCloud Drive. Let's see.
Very cool.
Now there's too many options.
I know. It's like maybe we should just narrow it down. What's up, Drew Looper? How you doing? Welcome back. Will there be any After Effects or Premiere Pro sessions, anything to do with filmmaking and motion graphics? It's a good question, Sisay. Good question. I'm sure in the future, sometime.
Yeah, so this may take a little minute. So if you guys have any questions, maybe now's a good time to ask. 'Cause I'll be bringing these in.
It's
And
so easy.
this is a lot of brushes. Yeah, it is really easy to do.
Yeah. So is it the whole mega pack or is it a small?
No, I didn't. You know, when I did the whole mega pack, that was actually like too much because
Yeah.
it's like 1,000 brushes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that would be a lot for you to even go through. So what I would recommend is use Kyle's brushes on your computer first. I think he has a small set actually that's free too, so that would work. It's a set of like 5.
Yeah.
So that's actually good if you've never tried his brushes before. But since I'd already bought them, I tried them all in Photoshop, and I kind of had my favorites, and I made those into a short list.
Yeah.
Because that makes your workflow faster anyway.
Right, totally.
And then I'm just like bringing in that short list. I put that on Dropbox, or I think actually I put it on iCloud or something. I don't know. There's so many different ways you can do
Some
this.
cloud somewhere.
Yeah, and then I'm bringing them in.
Cool. Oh, it looks like we are doing a motion design and video Adobe Live event, so you should stick around for that later this month. That's great. Is there anything
so that's done.
you wish you could tell yourself if you were just beginning as an illustrator or designer? Baby Shyama, what would you tell her?
Go back in time.
Just a small llama.
I think it would be to stay focused, and not say yes to every job, because in the beginning I was like scared that I would never get another job. Every job I'd get, I'd be like, this is going to be the end. This is the last person ever.
I felt that way before.
And I should have been a little more confident and just said no to some things that I shouldn't have done, because I could have spent that time, doing personal work or putting more time into the jobs I really cared about,
Yeah.
to make those be good portfolio
Definitely.
pieces.
Was that like a gut check when you were like, maybe I shouldn't do this? Or were there certain things that you were automatically red flags?
Yeah, I mean, I was just working too much too, and not having a life. And
Yeah.
For like a decade. So
Shyama.
eventually I was like, okay, it's time to have a life, and also you can do even better work if you're not doing so much work, because the quality will be better.
Yeah, it's kind of like a long game goal instead of just the short game. What's up, Julia Grummel, my girl? Photoshop brushes in Sketch was a huge update. I agree, Eduardo. I'm amazed that even works. That blows my mind. Alex wants to know if you animate your kiwis on your website frame by frame.
I did. You nailed it.
Amazing. I was like, what? Really beautiful. Ooh, look at that.
So I'm just deciding this on the fly.
There we go.
So I'm bringing in one of Kyle's brushes, and I'm using a few of the default brushes that are already in there. So
there you go.
the watercolor is my favorite brush, and you'll see why when I start using it.
Yeah. Julia, sorry I called you Kathy. I'm very particular. Don't call me Kathy. It's not my name. And the brushes that we keep referring to are the Kyle T. Webster brushes.
Yes.
Awesome brush maker and illustrator and educator. Cool guy.
Yeah, he is. He's somehow everywhere at once.
Yeah. Right? He was in chat with us yesterday. I wonder if he's here now. Hello, Kyle. He like pops up from behind the light.
Yeah, he's probably here.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how you tackle these Shibas. So cute. Little potato dogs. Yeah, there you go, Evil Cerise. There are the Kyle brushes. That's his website. Highly recommend supporting him, spending some money on his brushes. But if it's not in the budget...
definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah. I use them every day.
It's
amazing.
like $15 for 500 brushes or something.
Yeah, and they're the best brushes you will use. But he does offer some free packs if you want to just try them out, or it's not in the budget right now. Totally cool. Check those out.
So I'm just going to kind of draw a little bit of a silhouette of what the dog shape is going to be.
So cute already.
Wow, you're easy to please.
Yeah, I just love dogs. I can't help it. Wow, Skyhawk, it sounds like you're designing some crazy stuff over there. Future cityscapes, female cyborgs, Cinema 4D, Photoshop, texture, Illustrator. Oh, my brain. If you want to share that with us, you should text it over. Not text it, tweet it. Aw, look at that little guy.
And I just realized I took up all my space, so what I'm going to do is transform this, move him down, so we have room for stuff to go on his head.
Oh yeah, I forgot there were things on his head.
Yeah, I like those YouTube videos of like dogs balancing things on their heads.
Oh yeah. Oh, good old dogs. So this watercolor brush has some awesome texture I'm seeing. Is that why it's your favorite?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
really
and if you
nice.
zoom in, you can see that it looks really real, and there's a paper texture that it automatically makes too.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're starting out, this is a good brush to give you confidence because no matter what you do, it will look cool.
Yeah, pretty much. Or really muddy. Gotta be careful.
If you go too ham, I guess it could.
Yeah, too ham. Too much ham. Kayla wants to know, wait, how did you transform?
Oh, okay. I just tapped that layer. I think it was just a, was it? No, not double tap. Double tap will hide it. That's also useful. But I just tap it. And then you see the option that says transform. That's right here. Oh, you know, I didn't turn touches on for this app yet.
Oh, yeah.
But do you guys, I mean, you can probably see it. It's
Yeah.
like the 3 options are transform, duplicate, and delete.
There you go.
And paint inside is really cool too, so I'm going to show you that also because it's one of my favorite things to do. And I think it's one of those ones that not a lot of people know how to use it.
No, yeah. I'm interested.
But yeah, it's like a big part of how I work. So
Ooh, Evil Cerise just posted a free Kyle brush. It's really cool. Free. You should try it out. It's like really painterly in texture.
Right, that's the one inspired by Edvard Munch.
Oh, yeah.
I have those brushes too because I watched
Yeah,
that
cool.
tutorial.
Yeah.
Those
There
are in
you go.
my.
Yeah, I use I think he has a Monet, like, impressionist one. I like that one a lot.
You know what? Wait, how much time do we have left?
55 minutes.
Okay. I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to kind of start over, but it'll be fine.
Ooh, we're getting real ham in here. Quote Shyama.
Oops. Okay. New sketch layer. I want to show you guys how to use paint inside.
Okay.
So I'm going to start over, and it'll be good.
I trust you. You've proven yourself.
We'll be fine.
Give away a real
Actually,
cat.
so for this, I'm going to actually pull another Kyle brush to start with this one.
Cool, which one?
Let's see, we'll find out. Because I want this, what I'm going to do is create a silhouette, which I'm going to then paint inside. So I want the silhouette to have a nice texture to it, and his brushes have texture.
Yeah,
So
right.
it'll be a flat color, but the texture of the outside will remain throughout the whole piece. So let's see. Really, any of these things could work. The rough inking is kind of cool. I like that.
My favorite Kyle brush of all time is the Deliciously Dry brush. It's my
I
baby.
wonder if I have that one. Let's see, bristle. Something with hair and grass, that sounds like. This will be kind of good.
Cool.
Okay. So, go in. I'll put the flow at 100% because I'm creating a silhouette, so what I'm going to do is lock the transparency of these pixels once I draw them. So I want this part to be kind of opaque.
Oh, I see what
And-
you're going to do.
Yeah, it'll all make sense very quickly. So I'm going to start with kind of what I think the darkest shade would be on the dog. And then I'm going to fill in the lights later, so start with this brown shade.
Perfect.
And now I still have that old drawing there. I'm just going to use it as a kind of guide to do the new one, but it's on its own layer.
This is actually one of my favorite ways to work, where you kind of throw down a big blob and then I'll erase, like carve into it, and then use color inside. My
Yeah,
favorite
exactly.
way.
I'm going to go a little smaller with the brush.
Do you guys in chat have a favorite way you like to work? Is it very traditional, like a sketch, building it up, adding base color, stuff like that, or something a little different? Like I will throw down an entire shape and then cut it down and color inside of it. I'm intrigued. Eduardo, you wish Draw had paint inside also. Wouldn't it be nice?
That would be cool, yeah. Well, it's a major part of how I work.
Yeah, I guess maybe paint inside might be something similar to like a Pathfinder
Right.
tool within Draw, which doesn't exist yet, but maybe you could recommend it to the team.
So I chose this brush because you can see it's giving me like a hair, kind of hairy feel at
Yeah,
the end.
very hairy.
It's kind of doing the work for me, so
That's always
that I
nice when it
can
does it.
execute this quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting with a really fat brush, and then I'm gonna go back and make the brush size smaller and kind of tweak the details.
Gotcha. So Helen says they start with a quick geometric silhouette and then start outlining inside curves and anatomical features. Gotcha, it sounds very technical, and then you add color. Nicey. Helen, I hope that you're joining the contest. I'd like to see how you work.
See if there are new entries.
Oh yeah, we're gonna check for some entries. Kayla says you've been experimenting with sketching on paper and then opening the image and draw and tracing the outline and filling it gradually. Gotcha.
So half the work is just creating this silhouette,
Mm-hmm.
and when that's done, it's going to move very quickly because of paint inside. Because it'll just be like a coloring book, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't really mess up. That's the nice thing about it.
Right, it's sort of like a coloring book where it's impossible to color outside of the lines.
Yeah.
Because you're locked.
Totally.
So, HTML.
Maybe it fell. Oh, yeah. Chords. So many chords. Oh, cool, April, you just submitted one. I remember you said that you weren't going to, so I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing so. If you guys don't know about the contest, we're making illustrations based on the theme of summer using the mobile apps Sketch and Draw. They're both free. Get them on the Google Play Store, App Store, and you can submit them to us on Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag Adobe Live. And then 10 of you guys will win a free year to Adobe UCC, so it's a whole subscription, plus a year of Adobe stock images, 10 images a month. It's really sick prize package. Oh, cool, Helen, you're working on it right now.
Want to see some?
Yeah, I'd love to. Whoa! It's from Dana. I think that's very summery, and I think it might be inspired by you, Shyama.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
that's great.
Mm-hmm. I love the warm pop in the center, where it's kind of green and cool on the outside. Oh, awesome, Danielle.
Inside from this film.
Oh, no way.
Whoa.
That makes it way more impressive. Not to say it wasn't impressive in the first place. I love that little hot air balloon. I bet you drew that bigger and then maybe shrunk it down. Yeah. Very cool. Oh, look at this cool guy. Your summer theme. He's just chilling. And I love that kind of radial light you have coming down from the top of the water. Mm-hmm. Michael says very good. Got the gold star. Oh, those greens are your favorite colors? I know, they're pretty, huh? Oh, look at his little tail, Shyama. Aww.
I'm going for kind of an isometric look. When there's no photo that's like that, so I'm kind of just guessing based on looking at all these pictures what that would look like.
Can you provide a link to the contest? Eduardo, if you go to adobelive.com, there will be a button that says contest. Click that and I'll have all of the information. And also, Evil Series has got you covered. I'm super excited to see who wins. I'm sure they're going to be great. The poofy tail. I know, Julia. Help. I can't. And speaking of Adobe Live, if you guys are watching on YouTube, you could go check out adobelive.com too, and that's where you have access to the contest, to the survey that we have right now, chat, all things Adobe. You can even share your Behance portfolio with us. Now it's a unicorn.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. It doesn't look like a cat, you know?
Oh,
They're kind of a cat-like dog.
They're like the cats of dogs. Coco says, I leave and I come back to a puppy. I know. I see some of you guys chatting about the Create magazine, Adobe magazine. It's really interesting if you want to check it out. I think it's online. It's very good for artists.
Oh, I see.
Kind of looks like a chocolate Easter bunny, but a dog. And I'm super glad to hear that you guys are working on the project. Please keep submitting them and sending them over. We'd love to look at them. Oh, thanks for the welcome back. I'm here with Shyama. Is it better to go from dark to light or light to dark when it comes to coloring or painting digitally?
Digitally, I definitely prefer going dark to light. If you're working in real life watercolors, you can't do that. You have to work light to dark, and there's no going back. But
Yeah.
Digitally, I almost always prefer this way because it's like it feels more intuitive because you're painting light onto a surface.
Yeah.
And I think that's more how your mind works.
Right. Yeah, and light kind of scatters across the top of a surface, so if you were to paint dark on top of light, I think the light would be a little too sharp.
Right.
People are praising you, Evil Cerise. You do such a good job. You're always there with the links and the witty remarks. I think someone should paint an evil cherry. Send it to Evil Cerise. It'd be great.
Okay, I may change this, but I've got like a general silhouette now. I don't feel like it's like not quite right, but I'll figure that out once I start going in there. So
Cool.
now I can get rid of that old layer. Actually, I'll just hide it because you never know. But what I'm going to do is show you how to do paint inside. So I just opened up that menu by tapping on the layer I was drawing, and I'm going to hit that toggle that says paint inside. So what that does is it makes it so that I can only paint over the pixels I've already drawn in that layer. And
Super helpful.
And I'm just going to rough out the general colors that this will be. Actually, this will be a little different from my usual process because I'm going to use the watercolor brush, and that has a lot of transparency. So I won't, won't necessarily. I'll put in a little bit more light colors up front than I normally would because I'm working with such transparent layers.
Yeah, they won't be as light as they normally would be.
Yeah.
Someone asks, how does one get started? Just download the app.
Yeah.
They're free.
Yeah, you need to be a little more specific.
Oh, somebody already painted an evil cherry for you. Perfect. I'm glad. You deserved one. Yeah, this is similar to clipping or just locking transparent pixels in Photoshop desktop.
That's exactly what it is.
Adobe Live keeps autocorrecting to Adobe Love, and it's so true. That's great. I'm wondering how many of you guys use any kind of clipping or locking of pixels in your normal workflows. I definitely do, like every single time. So I hope this is helpful.
Yeah, I learned this from some YouTube tutorials like long time ago. So, and then it totally changed my work. It was really helpful.
Oh, they want to know how you get started with the creative process.
Oh, a lot of times I brainstorm stuff, like just write down ideas on paper first to compile a list, or talk to someone about it and bounce ideas back and forth.
Oh, cool. A lot of people use this workflow in their normal day-to-day. That's great. Makes life so much easier. Yeah, so talking to someone else about your ideas is a good way to start the creative process. Just drawing something, it's good enough to get your engines kind of revved up. So cute. I agree.
I mean, I could even do this without using the watercolor brush. It's kind of working with this brush, you know, but
Oh, cool.
I would like to show more different kinds of things, so I'll experiment with that, but I don't really know what's going to happen yet.
Blanca, it is a Shiba Inu. There you go. So what's your thought process when you just did the lightest color and now you kind of move to a mid-tone?
Yeah, I mean, typically this isn't how I'd work. Typically I would start with the darkest, then go to the mid, then lighter. I would build up that way, but because I was planning on doing the watercolor, actually I'm trying to create a little bit lighter base than I usually would.
Right.
That's why I'm kind of skipping ahead to the lighter colors.
I love with these kind of transparent brushes how you can still see that dark chocolatey brown underneath. It gives it some depth.
Yeah, that's why I like working that way, starting with the darks, because it's nice to see those shadows inside. And this method feels kind of like sculpture because you're
Oh yeah.
sort of carving.
That push and pull.
Yeah.
We've got about 35 minutes.
All right.
35, 40 minutes. So if you guys have any questions for Shyama, you better ask them now, because you won't get her back until tomorrow. That's a long time. Can I make this with just my fingers? I don't have an Apple Pencil yet. Of course.
Yeah, you can. You just probably need to zoom in a lot.
Yeah, that's one thing that Rob Zilla was saying. He works with his fingers on even his iPhone, which is crazy, but the key is zooming in more than you usually would. People want to know, does Shyama have a meaning?
It means peaceful.
Ah. Gotcha, kind of like shalom-ish.
Yeah, I guess so. Does that mean
Maybe.
peaceful? I can't remember.
Means peace. Yeah, it is harder to see what you're doing if you're using your fingers. For sure. It's
Right, 'cause
definitely,
you're
it's like,
covering.
yeah, it's a difficult workflow, but it works. Roy Ward wants to know, how long have you been drawing?
Oh, since I was a baby.
The baby llama?
Yeah, I mean, forever. I think, didn't all of us start out drawing? You know, I just didn't stop. That was the only thing. Like,
That's true.
I think every kid starts out drawing. And then at some point, some kids are told, like, you can't do that or something, and then they just stop.
Right, or like
but
you're
really
not good.
anybody could just keep drawing.
Yeah, I know that when I started drawing, I definitely continued to do it because I felt like I had a natural knack for it, and that kind of encouraged me. But I feel for the kids who maybe don't, and they're kind of shut down when their drawing skill could totally be built up. I'm a firm believer that anyone can learn.
Yeah. Actually, there's a lot of great videos on YouTube for stuff like that, like to teach people how to paint and stuff that anybody can learn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, practice for sure. It's a skill that you build.
So I kind of put his ears in the wrong place, so I erased that, and in order to erase it, I think you do need to turn off paint inside, just temporarily.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the key is to not get discouraged. which is hard when you're a little kid, but hopefully we can build up a new generation of artists. Adam wants to know, if you weren't a painter, illustrator, designer, what would you do for work?
I mean, probably something pretty close. I've always been into interior design kind of things too, and fashion design kind of things, so I don't know if it's cheating to answer that.
I would still be a designer.
Yeah, I'd still be doing almost the same thing.
Oh, it looks like a little fox, which is good.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
That's how Shibas look, so that's great.
It's like the evolution of dog. I'm gonna evolve the dog.
Yeah. Evolve that dog.
Eventually, we're gonna get it domesticated.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if I wasn't a illustrator or a creative person, I don't know what I would do for work or who I would be. I wonder if any of you guys in chat have ever really seen your artistic skill grow. Like, when was that true growth period for you, and how did you achieve it? Was it just practice? Was it inspiration? Tell us how you get better. Yeah, Mads, you do need to be careful of who you watch on YouTube or anywhere else. They might teach you quote-unquote bad habits. Maybe,
oh no.
Like, not traditional artistic habits. But, you know,
like what? How could you?
I don't know.
I think one thing that I always try to tell people when they want tips or something is that there's no one right way to do it. Everything I'm saying is just an option, and you should try it and see if it works for you.
Yeah, there are definitely ways that, you know, schools will teach you traditionally, but it's not the only way. Adam says there's a kid in accounting who sits near him and he feels so bad at him for having to stare at Excel all day. But what if he loves staring at Excel all day? What if that's his passion? Oh, Mel is saying that 365 projects are really helpful. So that's when you do something every day, kind of in a cohesive unit. So like, I'm gonna draw a Shiba Inu every day for a year.
You get so good at it.
Post it all on Instagram. People would love it. Oh yeah, drawing from reference is a really good way to grow your skill, especially like live reference, like an actual object instead of just a photo.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kayla's just saying practice. She drew for 3 hours a day every morning, and it was the best. It wasn't expensive. If it wasn't so expensive, she would have gone there forever. It's great.
Okay, I'm realizing they have a more chubby face, so I need to just make sure I get that.
No matter what, it's real cute. Someone's wondering how these mobile apps might come in handy for textile designing.
Well, I have been using them to do patterns, and I think especially the other app, the Adobe Draw app, is really good for that because it's vector, and that's what you'll use a lot for textile design.
Also, Evil 3 says you can use Capture to get textures and patterns for your textile designs. For sure. And Kayla wants to know about your plant situation at home. Do you have any favorites?
My plants?
Yeah.
I've got a lot.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I have a huge cactus. It's like a Peruvian cactus.
Ooh.
And it's like 5 feet tall. I think that might be my favorite one.
Wow. How do you move that?
You can't. You can never move. You just have to live there forever.
You live there with your cactus until you go. Oh, that's funny. Do you have any favorite ones that you like to draw? Probably your cactus?
Yeah, I like drawing those, but I feel like cacti are kind of a trend, so I try to
yes, very trendy.
Diversify a little bit, so I'm not doing the same thing everyone else is.
Yeah, like the cactus that you had going on earlier was not your typical trendy cactus.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I think the shape is definitely coming together now.
Yeah, agreed.
You can tell even when it's just a silhouette if it's working, you know.
Yeah. Would you like to provide a giveaway to one of
Sure.
these lovely viewers?
Well, I could give away this piece of art when it's finished as a poster.
Yeah.
Definitely. Let's do that. Okay, so what kind of question should we ask them that they have to answer correctly?
What kind of questions have you asked in the past?
Usually stuff that we've talked about earlier in the stream that they would only know if they were here.
Oh, like pop quiz.
Mm-hmm. Like, what does your name mean? Or something like that.
They could Google that too, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Actually, if you Google it, it will say something different, so
Ah.
it won't be. It'll be hard for them to find because it's like the Sri Lankan definition of what my name
Oh,
means.
gotcha. Cool. Is that a good question, or do you want to think of something else?
I think let's go with that.
All right. Earlier in the stream, what did Shyama say her name meant? Robzilla's got the right answer. Yeah, so if you're around in the stream, you must have heard her say it. And when you get the answer, type it in chat, and you'll have a chance to win a poster of this print when it's done. Oh snap, people are answering. Goodness gracious. And then Nightbot, our faithful deputy bot in the chat, will pick a random winner for us. Man, people are good listeners. I'm impressed. Oh, look at the chat. It's flying. My goodness.
So you pick one from them.
Yeah, randomly. One will get picked if it has the correct keyword. And we forgot to do a giveaway in your last stream, so I'm glad that we get to do one today.
We gotta make this extra good.
Yes, the pressure is real.
Do we have 30 minutes left, or how much is left? I just want to make sure I'm timing this correctly.
About
30.
30, yep. Yeah, you're flying through this. This is great.
Okay, now I got the silhouette correctly this time, so I'm going to go back to paint inside.
Cool.
And let's see what happens when I use the watercolor. It's gonna be kind of weird. We'll see what happens.
Let's make some weird stuff.
Because this is not possible in real life, like painting watercolor on top of.
No, it'd have to be like gouache or something.
Yeah. Maybe it will have like a gouache feel.
Oh my gosh, John Gervasi got real excited. Mini entrance to the competition. Hey guys, throw those in chat and we'll have a winner for you soon. I'm excited. Oh, this looks cool.
Yeah, and I'm kind of doing a little reverse and just trying. This is very experimental. I'm like learning as we do this together.
Definitely.
But I think what will happen, doesn't really relate to any real world workflow, but I mean, that's what's kind of nice about it. It's something you could never do in real life.
That's a good thing about digital art.
But I think if I do this correctly, what will happen is we'll see some of that fur texture underneath the watercolor too. So it'll be kind of a layered effect.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to do kind of a detailed color block layer and then just do a whole wash of color on top of that. Really adds depth to the illustration.
Yeah.
Someone says, "You girls, I have work to do and all I want to do is make something in Adobe Sketch." Joseph, it's okay. You'll get through this. Oh yeah, great colors, says Gel. I agree. Ooh, I love that really like warm orange. Some successful layering.
But I'll have to make him a little more yellow so he's more Shiba.
Yeah, but it's good. Got that warm layer in there.
Yeah, I mean, you can just keep layering and layering and layering until you're happy with it.
Looks like a firefox, someone says. It does. Just need a little world. Wait, I leave and there's a giveaway? I'm gonna start walking around with my laptop from now on. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think the giveaway's been closed yet, so you might still have time. Enter! Oh, we got a winner! Drew Looper. Congratulations. You're like yeah, you chatted right before they picked a winner. Congratulations. You will win a printout of this poster when it's finished, and it's gonna be really cute. So you're one lucky dog. Yeah, Drew, so if you share your Twitter handle, they can contact you via DMs. They said the dog should be named Mozilla after Firefox. Yeah, congrats, Drew. You deserve it. You've been with us for a long time. I agree, Evil Cerise. So what's your workflow for picking these different colors?
I'm just kind of improvising as I see. Like, I am kind of working dark to light now.
Yeah.
So that's always ends up being kind of how I work. So.
Gotcha. So it's a lot of seeing.
Yeah. Now I'm just like pulling in more lights.
Someone says, Drew, I will find you and I will take your gift away. Mine. Yeah, no problem.
Well, we
Drew.
can make this available also as like a digital download or something.
We could do that too.
Because if it's a pattern, it could be good as like a desktop background.
Oh yeah, I
iPhone
forgot.
background, a mobile background. Since it's made on mobile.
Let's make it all about mobile all the time. I would use this as my iPhone home screen for sure.
Okay, I think it's starting to take shape.
I agree.
That bled a little too much. So what's really cool is you can use 2 fingers to like go back a step.
So yeah, like we were talking about earlier, the gestures are awesome in both Draw and Sketch. Ooh. Oh, that was the dry thing?
Yeah. Yeah, if you hit that little fan, it stops that watercolor effect, how the watercolor starts bleeding like in real life.
Definitely.
So you can kind of control it. I think I want to make his eyes closed because that sort of seems like a thing they do.
Yeah, they're so
when
sleepy.
They're concentrating.
Yeah, they're such serious little dogs. We actually saw a really cute one yesterday when we were walking around San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yes, this is the city for the dogs. Shyama, do you have any freelance horror stories? Ooh.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was more common when I first started. When I first started freelancing, there were more like unprofessional people that I work with. Like there was this one woman who like came over to my house to like art direct me over my shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
And she brought her husband too to also art direct me.
Like, sorry, you can't come in my house.
That will always be burned into my brain.
Oh my goodness. Did it end up okay?
It ended.
It just ended.
It eventually ended, so that was
It always
good.
does.
But really, most of the time I meet really cool people through freelancing, and some of them become my lifelong friends too.
Yeah.
So
That's great. Yeah, everybody has their stories.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't have any stories, I would question whether you've really been.
Yeah, really been through it. Aw, I like him. This is super cute artwork from Mel.
Oh.
And Coco says, I really enjoy your use of light and shade. Quite relaxing to watch, actually.
Good.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot about these streams, that they're very relaxing. Kind of meditative.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, I like having them on in the background while I'm working or something.
Me too. I like rarely actually look at the screen. I just am listening to an artist.
It's just the ambient thing. To
yeah. Helps me process. And I think your use of the fur/hair brush is like really coming through right now.
Good, yeah.
It's awesome. Got Robzilla creeping over here. Trying to be quiet. Oh. Oh, Ryan, that's exactly what you're doing, just kind of listening. Awesome. What are you working on? I hope you're working on the contest. Or work. Work's good too. Look at his little eyes.
And I'm actually drawing the eyes and nose on a different layer because I can mess up and erase those as much as I want without destroying all that hard work.
It's crazy when you put these final little touches on, that's when it really comes together.
Right.
And it's kind of easy to mess those up. Like if it looks wrong, it looks wrong.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing them on a separate layer so that I have
But that looks pretty
control.
good. You kind of nailed it.
Thank you.
Oh, Mads, if there's a video, I have to watch it. Body language is important to me. Gotcha, that's how you kind of get the whole experience. And Coco says that's what I'm doing, but keep getting distracted. Luckily, it's your own project that you might share on Twitter. Yes, you should. For sure. Oh, nice. You're working on some illustration slides for a student film. Very cool. If you guys don't already, you should definitely follow Shyama on Instagram and check out her website. Super beautiful, very inspiring.
Thank you.
You should go pop over there when you're feeling some artist block. Look at his little lips. Oh, Helen, you're working on the contest? Yes. Trying to entice literally everyone in the chat to enter this contest. You won't regret it. Is this a summer Sheba?
Yeah, I think this is summer.
Okay. He's the incarnation.
He's gonna have the important part now.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
the
I
plant on
totally
his
forgot.
head.
Oh my gosh, if it couldn't get any cuter. Nice. Coco follows you on Instagram and has checked out your website. Check and check.
Thanks, Coco.
I'm impressed by your ability to just like whip out a dog illustration. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I've ever drawn a dog before. That's kind of crazy.
Folks, she's never drawn a dog before. You heard it here first.
If anyone can find a dog drawn by me, that would be great. But I don't think I've ever drawn a dog.
Wow. You want to know this is all pixel based, right? When you send it to PS in the computer, it becomes pixel based. So for this app, it's all pixel based no matter what. And then the other app, Draw, is vector based, and you can send it to Illustrator. It will still be vector if you have Creative Cloud. Helen wants to know, how do you paint sand? Because she's trying to right now and it's not working out.
That might be something that, well, I would definitely try Kyle's brushes for that, but you could also make a custom brush that's like a bunch of little dots and then paint that where it feels like a splatter.
Definitely. It's hard though. Doesn't have a ton of texture to it. It does, but it doesn't, you know?
Yeah, it depends on how close you are to it.
Definitely. Helen, though, there's been some awesome illustrations submitted to the contest on Twitter. If you search the hashtag Adobe Live, you might be able to see some good examples of sand.
Okay, now it's time to do the plant. I'm gonna do a new layer for that, just in case.
No pressure. No plant pressure.
Well, it's less pressure because I can screw this up and still.
That's true. Mads wants to know if you have any tips for getting noticed on Behance.
Me?
Yeah.
I think you'd be better for that. You should go with that question.
I think a big part of what you said is tagging things.
Yeah, definitely.
I've noticed that a lot of people who look at Behance are looking for a project to be completely kind of designed and completed. So if it's an illustration, you can show just the illustration, or you can show the finished illustration plus some sketches and some workflow and maybe a little description of your process. I know a lot of time art directors are looking for how you work too, and not necessarily just what you make.
A process is definitely something that people love to see. Everyone loves to see that.
Yeah. And it's kind of proof. It's like showing your work when you're doing a math test. Like, it's proof that you actually know how to do what you show.
Yeah, it shows how you think, and I think people like to see that.
Yes, definitely. How you problem solve. Ooh, this encouraged someone to use their acrylic gouache pretty soon. What is acrylic gouache?
Oh, I have some of that. It's gouache that's made out of acrylic, basically.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, thanks, Deo. I like to draw also.
That should be closer to the top.
It looks like a little hat.
Well, I'm going to use the paint inside on this as well.
Oh, okay.
And just give it, use that. Well, this is the color I wanted to do.
Now it definitely looks like a little hat. Like a little fez.
And now a new layer for the plant itself.
What kind of plant will it be? Will it be a trendy cactus?
It's got to be one that like hangs down over its head a little bit.
Oh my gosh. This is not what I was expecting you to make today, and I'm so thrilled that it is what you're making today.
Yeah, I think it's good that we got ideas from everyone and improvised.
Yeah, right? That's a good practice.
It's very interactive.
Mm-hmm. If you're ever feeling artist block, just ask random people what you should draw.
Yeah, you should do that. Just go live on YouTube and ask people what to draw.
Yep. You'll be surprised. Now it really looks like a little fez hat. Little tassel. Aww. True Looper, you lucky dog for winning this print. Very cool. All right, y'all, we've got about 10-ish minutes left, a little over that. If you guys have any more questions to ask Shyama, now is the time. About anything. Probably art related, but whatever.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. It could be things about getting started as an illustrator, specific issues you faced, that kind of thing. Or techniques even. Like, how do I do this? How do I draw a plant on a Shiba Inu's head? This is how.
That's what this lesson is about.
Mm-hmm. He looks so, like, thoroughly unimpressed by this plant on his head. But he's such a good boy.
I feel like I've watched these videos of dogs balancing things in. Or, you know what this is kind of inspired by? There's, like, a famous, I think, Japanese lady that has this cat that always she puts things on her cat's head.
Gosh.
And he looks so blissed out.
Yeah, he's happy about it for sure. Helen wants to know, how do you draw sand? Helen, I don't know if we can help you.
It's
just
specific.
hard. It's really hard to do. We're here to support you, though, through your struggle. She says, just kidding, just kidding. Blanco says they keep coming back to the office and they love seeing the progression that you're making.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do you usually do thumbnails before drawing?
It depends. I mean, one nice thing is, I do like to do that. That's kind of how I learned in school.
Yeah, same.
When I'm drawing digitally, I can just do the thumbnail directly on the piece itself. I'll just zoom out like this.
Yep, there's
and then
a thumbnail.
It's a thumbnail. So I'll draw a rough sketch and then draw a bunch of them. And then when I'm happy, I can just trace that, and trace it over and over again until I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I think it's always key to zoom out of stuff, though, because if you work zoomed in all the time, you're not going to get as good of a composition.
It's composition. Also for value. Like, if you're so zoomed in, when you zoom it out, you're like, whoa, it looks like a blob of colors. I can't tell anything apart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you prefer waffles, pancakes, or crepes?
Oh, waffles. I mean, I've always loved waffles, but crepes are also good. I never put them in the same category, though. I've never been asked to compare them.
Oh, really? Like, do you think of a crepe as being more of a savory thing and less of a sweet thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. I don't think I've ever really had a
Or
legit
it's just
crepe.
like, it's just a more complicated thing.
It's very complicated, and crepes are complicated. Waffles are not. They're just delicious. Julia says she walks away for 5 minutes, and oh my gosh. I know, Julia.
Well, the pressure's on. This is like a race against time.
Yeah, you got it. You got 10 minutes. Good to go. You could call it done right here.
I think this is a good idea, though. Like, just give yourself 2 hours and be like, make something.
Yeah, we did that in school all the time. I think it was on Fridays. My teacher would just be like, you ready to be tortured? Let's do a project in 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll just be doubting myself the whole time and starting over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Any advice for blending colors with brushes in digital painting? They're trying to get more realistic to lighting and portraits, but still get a little confused.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you can do here is reduce the flow a little bit, and then you can do more delicate layers.
Oh, true. Like glazes and washes.
Yeah.
Someone says, what the? This dog is awesome. Yeah, painting and digitally and painting in real life, it's pretty similar. You use the same kind of techniques. A lot of push and pull.
Yeah, I think there's just one step. Well, I can do many steps, but I'm gonna just do one step, and I guess I'll have to make this into a pattern later, but that part is pretty easy.
Aww, this little guy.
Or I could stop it right now and go into the pattern, but I'm not sure how much time we have to do the pattern part.
9 minutes. Do you want to start it, or would you rather finish it? Start the pattern or finish the illustration?
Well, I think at the very least I should. This one is such a simple pattern that there's not much to teach.
Yeah, true.
Actually, all you would need to do is go into Photoshop. You can bring this. What you would do is there's an up arrow with a box, and you go Creative Cloud Files as PSD. And I just sent that.
Yeah, you can see the little circle is spinning.
Yeah,
It's syncing.
and now I'm gonna go to Photoshop. And then it will just pop up here, right? Or do I need to open it? File open.
Yeah, I don't think you sent it to Photoshop. You sent it to
Creative Cloud. So I need to say open.
Right. We'll be able to get her computer screen up. Perfect.
And then
There it is.
where do we access that? The Creative Cloud files.
Yeah, it should be in your sidebar.
Oh yeah, there we go. Creative Cloud. And I guess is it still going or something?
It could be. It very well could be. This is a little tricky to show live because sometimes it takes an
It
instant.
could take a minute to go.
Could take a couple minutes. Yeah.
But once you open it there, then maybe I can open a different thing too to just show you guys like something.
Oh, this is what they were talking about earlier.
Right.
Fragments.
Yeah, those are not one tile, but here I'll just open up. Oh, here. Well, that's a photo. I'll open up
it's a seagull.
this, and I'll make this into a pattern, which is basically will be the same thing. So what you do is go Image and Edit, Define Pattern,
There you go.
and that's it. And now it's a pattern. Yeah, and I can see if this one's ready now to bring it in. Let's
Cool.
see, File.
I love how that's your background.
But
too.
what I'll do now is go File New, and it can be any size, but I'll just go, you know what, I'll go like 6,000, or no, I won't go that crazy. Okay, I'll go 4,000 by 4,000.
Still pretty crazy. Big boy.
And now I'm gonna fill this with that pattern that I just created. And the way I do that is first create this shape with the rectangle tool. And okay, that automatically filled with the old pattern I did. But
It's gruesome.
so if you go up to where fill is right here, you'll see the latest pattern I created is right there.
Oh,
and now that's a
cool.
pattern, and it's very weird
It's
because
weird.
that's not intended to be a pattern.
Yeah.
But at least you know how to do it now, and I
Yeah.
can see if this one's ready yet.
Yeah, let's see.
Oops.
You might be able to just send it straight to Photoshop too. That might make it go a little quicker.
Oh, okay. I should have done that. So go.
Should just say send to Photoshop.
Open in Adobe Desktop apps. Is
Yeah,
what I
try
should
that.
do? Okay. So actually, that's what I should have done. It would have been way quicker.
I mean, why not?
But
Let's
at least you'll get to see this twice now.
see. But we might be.
Yeah,
made
it's going.
okay. Cool. I don't want to be made a fool of.
Yeah, but at least you saw the process.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get it in time, we will.
Yeah, definitely.
It's okay.
While we're waiting too, we could go back to your iPad if you would like
Oh,
to.
here we go.
Perfect.
Okay. So
Oh,
actually,
never mind.
we were.
No, we can go back to her computer now. You got a
So-
wizard over here just casting spells, making the screens change.
So I'm gonna very quickly add a background to this, a background color, and just do the square. Whoops.
Oh,
okay.
whoa. What a combo.
Fill it with a solid. Oh, fill it with solid and go color. Okay, cool. And now go edit, define pattern. We've got, I'm gonna name it Sheba,
Little sheeps.
and then we'll go back to this old file and I'm gonna change that fill to Sheba.
Magic! You did it, Shyama.
We did it. And then I need
broke
to
the
move that
internet.
onto the canvas because that's what's happening here. It's not. Yeah, there we go. Now it's on the canvas. And here's what you can do. Like, if you don't like the scale of that, you can just go back to this layer right here. And see it says scale 60%. I want that scale to be smaller, so I'm going to go 20%. And now we've
Oh.
got a lot of Shebas.
Lots of Shebas happening right now. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so we actually did the whole process now.
High five, girl. You did it. Boom. Snaps for Shyama in the chat.
Yeah, and you can do much more complex patterns too, but this is a simple one that anyone can do easily on the mobile apps. And then-
Yeah. I love
Bring
how
it on
this
over.
is the background now.
Yeah.
Hi, little guy. I'll pet you. Oh, my hand's disappearing.
Oh, it's our background.
Yeah. Well, I need that as like a shower curtain or something. Cool, you guys. I hope you feel educated about how to make a pattern in Photoshop. That's great. Do you know anything about like offsetting it at all? Or is it always
Yes.
just...
So with the offset, let's go back to this guy. We'll hit OK on that. So with offset, let's say I wanted more to fill in plants like throughout the whole background and make it all crazy and seamless.
Yeah.
Then what I could do is go image. Oh, it's a filter. Filter, other, offset. It's super hidden. It's at the very bottom. And so if you do that, I will just convert. Oh yeah, it's converting the smart object in the vector shape. But
Gotcha.
now, you know, actually, it helps if you flatten all this just for right now for
Oh, true.
speed. We're gonna go filter, other, offset, and now like see how that moved that over.
Oh,
So what
yeah.
I would do is I would move the object over, and then I would draw another little thing in that corner.
Yeah.
And oh, actually, it's important that you have the pixels wrapping around. Oh, why isn't this? Oh, yeah, the pixels need to wrap around, and it should come back around. I'm not sure why. In this case, it's not.
Where are you, Sheba? Maybe the scale? I don't know. It's just bopping around.
No, normally it would. I think that what happened was the there was some smart filters going on or something. But typically if you just hit offset and you put repeat edge pixels, it will bring those pixels around
Gotcha.
to the other edge.
That's super
And
awesome.
that's how I do most of the stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I've been so educated this stream. How do you feel?
I hope that you guys feel educated.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Shyama, for sticking around, and thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're going to be back tomorrow for your last day, and that's going to be some animation madness. I'm excited.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier than you think.
Okay, I trust you. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye.